Well, good morning, everybody. It's time for Sunday Model Cars and Coffee, brought to you by Paul at Left Coast Model Car Builds. Thank you, Paul, for hosting this. And this is take two. I absolutely lost my entire first video this morning, which doesn't make me real happy. And I drank all my coffee on top of that, so I don't have my coffee here on the bench. So anyway, but what I do have on the bench is the big giant Gremlin. So let's dive into this thing and show you progress on that so far. So as you can see, it's up on its wheels, and these are the tires and wheels from Z-Force Model Works. The rear tires are the ones from the kit, but the front ones and all the rims are from Z-Force. So it's got it up and rolling. Last night I masked off the body, and got a little blob I got to clean off right there. Did the bumpers, and of course I managed to bang it into something last night and hurt it in the corner, so I've got to have to touch that up with the big Molotov pen. But anyway, happy with that. All the motor parts are coming along nicely, and pretty much chromed the headers yesterday. Got my dashboard out there working on it. I'm going to drill that out today sometime as soon as I get a free couple of minutes. And yeah, I'm just slowly getting all the pieces and parts together. This is just kind of mocked up right now, but you can see this is where the blowers, these blower cases sit up on top of here. These panels here actually go in there and connect into the motor. Been through the parts bin last night, found a steering wheel I like better and a steering column, and a nice tack, super detailed tack that I'm going to use in there. These are my blower scoops from Joe over at 3D Custom Parts, and not sure if they're going to fit on this. Once I get this in here, I might have to use a little riser. They're supposed to sit up above the hood here, but we'll see how that goes. I may have to use the ones that came with it, which are much smaller, and one of them is not completely printed on the bottom side, but I'll work around that. Got to come up with a shifter and probably a brake lever to put in here. And I ordered some new seats. Didn't care for the seats that came with it, so I ordered some really nice Recaro seats last night because I figured anybody, you know, in reality of driving this thing, it would just be awful, you know, having crappy seats. So I ordered some nice soft Recaro seats to put in it. So yeah, that's coming along. I'm actually, this video is probably going to be a lot shorter than the first one was too, because I'm just aggravated with destroying it. I had pulled out some other seats I had, but you know, I had like this flat bomber seat, which I think would just be awful. I do have these seats, well, at least one of them, that aren't too bad. Fit the same way. That wouldn't have been too bad. But the Recaros are just really nice looking. Hopefully they fit in there okay. So that's taken care of. Quick shout out. A couple of shout outs actually, but this first one is to Rick over at Shaggy's Awesome Garage. We did a little shop card swap this week, and nice card. He builds a lot of cool stuff, a lot of good scratch building. Nice note on the back. Appreciate that, man. And sent me some stickers. He's got, it's the Panhandle Automotive Modeler Society, and then some of his little stickers. These are cool YouTube stickers. And he sent me a cool Rat Fink sticker with a surfboard and a toolbox. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Also want to shout out to my buddy Mike over at the Intake. Mike had some surgery on his mouth this week, and he's been laid up for the last few days, so wishing him well. And Mike and I think we had both probably mentioned that we're doing the we're going to do a group build starting July 4th, and it's going to run through February the 4th, and that looks like the final there. So burgers and beer group build, and the whole premise with this is really to just do kind of the all-American theme, but we didn't, we talked back and forth about this and trying to keep everything non-political on here, despite all the bullshit going on in the world right now and what happened yesterday. So we'll stay away from that stuff. But the main thing for your build has to be red, white, and blue. Go all American, and I think that's cool. I love that. And time-wise, we set it up in this time frame. So you've got several months to build. Usually, I know the last quarter of the year, I mean, I don't build a whole lot during the holidays, and I think everybody's got too much else going on. But this will give you a good chance to really get a good start on it before the holidays get here in that last quarter of the year. And you should be able to get most everything done or painted or whatever during these nice months, and then get through the holidays, and then you got January to kind of recover from the holidays and finish the build off. So February 4th, I think, is a good ending date. We thought maybe a year was going to be too long, that people would lose interest. So this is what we kind of put our heads together and came up with. So pretty happy about that. So it'll be good. It'll be a fun build. I've already got in mind what I'm doing, and I'm going big scale, 1/12 scale. Kit I've been wanting to put together for a while. I already got the paint scheme thought up in my head, and you know, if it works out, it's going to be multiple builds. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, that's what's going on. Other than that, I'm talking to somebody about printing some redline, vinyl redline decals for the Gremlin, and also in scale for my other 1/24 scale tires from Z-Force Model Works. These are all, you know, these are Hot Wheels mags, and I think those are going to be cool. So I'm working with a guy right now that I've bought some vinyl stuff from on eBay previously. He did a really good job for me. So he answered me last night, asked me to send him some particulars and a picture. I just sent him a picture of somebody else that's selling on eBay, and told him, you know, what I basically need. So I'm waiting to hear back from him, and hopefully he can do that. So what else did I do? I think that's it for now. This is actually going to end up being model cars and skateboards, because at the end of this, you're going to see a video I actually did first. I did it yesterday, and I was going to do that part first, but we're going to put this first and put it afterwards. Somebody had asked if I still have some of my old skateboards from back in the day, and yes, I do. Mostly decks. I do have parts somewhere in one of my drawers out there. I've got a lot of old wheels and some trucks and stuff, but I have some of the boards that I used when I competed as a very, very young man. 1975 was the Florida State Championships, and I won the junior men's division, and a good friend of mine beat me out for the overall title, which was fine. Kelly Lynn, really good guy, went on to become very well known in the skateboard world, at least as a Floridian, and still skating. But I'll explain all that to you in the other half of the video. So you can look for that, and appreciate you asking. I still love skateboarding. Still love getting on the board. I don't go to the skate parks anymore, but I still love rolling around in the street or the driveway once in a while with my grandkids or just myself. So yeah, that's going to be at the end of this. I don't know what happened to my first video this morning. It was much longer than this, I guess, and I don't know. I don't know if my camera knocked it out or if it got lost between the camera and the computer, but it's gone. It's completely obliterated. I could not find it, and so I'm redoing this again for you guys. So I think I've covered everything I covered in that video, just maybe a little quicker. So all right, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll go downstairs and try to hopefully load this, get this uploaded, and we'll splice in the skateboard stuff at the end of this. So I'll see you guys again real soon. Have a great week, and keep building. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for subscribing, and love your comments. I try to answer everybody. I read them all, but I can't always answer them all because I'm pinched for time. I'm usually doing it at my office during the week. I'm trying to catch up on not just with my work there, keep up with that, and it's been very, very busy, but keep up with all of your comments, and I appreciate you saying anything. And if there's something you'd like to see, let me know. If there's something you don't like, that's fine too. Let me know. I want to know. I want to keep this channel happy and lively and interesting. So let me know what you want to see and what you don't want to see. So, all right, I'll see you guys again real soon. Enjoy your Sunday, enjoy your families, and take some time for yourself and relax a little bit, which I'm going to try to do sometime today as soon as I finish mowing my yard this morning. So, okay, see you soon. Good morning, everybody. Tim here. Rat Daddy Studios, a little something different this morning. Just to show you real quick. One of you guys had asked if I had any of my old skateboards from back in the day, and the answer is yes, I do. Decks anyway, and there's pieces and parts stored around in my garage and a little bit of everywhere. I was junior men's Florida state champion in 1976. My buddy Kelly Lynn was the overall state champion. Him and I dueled it out head to head, and he beat me. He was smart. He did the hat trick, and he got me. I stayed with my comfortable routine, and Kelly beat me for the overall state championship. But a good guy, went on to become a really, really well-known skater. Still is. He's still skating. I kind of hung it up. I was 51. I think the last time that I skated in a park. I'll be 64 in August, so I kind of hung it up. I was at the skate park with my son and some friends last run of the day, and I fell and busted my ass royally and tore the ligaments in my left knee. My right knee had old injury from ACL tear when I was 17, and of course that's been a lifetime of screwing with pain with that one. So, and I've torn it again a few times over the years, and then I tore the ligaments in my left ankle really bad, and that one put me on crutches and in a walking cast for about 4 months, and my doctor finally said, you know, it's time to hang up the skateboard. So, but I still skate out in the street with my grandkids and stuff, or I did when we were still doing that, but I still break out my board once in a while and fiddle around. So anyway, the reason I really wanted to show you this too, I just got this in the mail yesterday, and this is an original roller derby board with steel wheels. This was a gift from Chuck Darnell's wife, Phyllis, and thank you, Phyllis, most appreciated. This is the exact same board I had. This was my very first skateboard when I was a kid. My parents brought it back from Florida, probably about 1965, 66 maybe, and I have not been without a skateboard in my possession since that time. So my whole life basically. But yeah, this is actually, for its age, is in pretty darn good shape, you know. I mean, you think about it. I mean, all the boards I'm going to show you, these things are 50 to 60 years old now, except for my I'll show you my new board that I ride currently that my kids helped me put together a few years ago. But yeah, this is just classic, and thank you, Phyllis, most appreciated. I really didn't. I wanted to buy it from her. I saw it when I was up visiting them a couple of years ago, and I told her, I said, I got first dibs on that if you ever sell it. And then they were cleaning in the garage last week, and she was holding it up, showing me. I was like, I still want to buy that board from you. And she just sent it to me. So that was really cool. This is a wall hanger. This is going up on the wall somewhere. So really, thank you again. So anyway, so yes, I still have some of my boards that I competed with. This first one, this is a Gordon and Smith Fiberflex, 24-inch, and I used this in my freestyle competition. No idea what kind of trucks are left on there, or the pieces of them. It says yo-yo wheels on the bottom of it, so I don't know if that's what I was riding at that time or not. I used Road Riders quite a bit in competition, like those. They were softer, but that one I've still got. And this was my slalom board, which is a Santa Cruz. You can see it's got the camber still in there. It's not even warped out. These are laminates, birch and fiberglass laminates. The same with the little GNS board here, and very flexible. I think at the time I was using either tunnel or UFO wheels on this. And it's funny because I've got a couple of the UFO wheels, which at the time These were huge. Nothing else was ever made like this. This was just a really, really huge wheel. Let me see. It seems like they're 5-inch, but they don't look that big. No, they're 3 inches. Okay, so that's a 3-inch wheel, fairly soft compound, and you know, and this was in the days before longboards. Of course, now this is not uncommon with the longboards. There's a lot of huge wheels on boards. This one, what's left of this one, this was my signature board. The last board I competed with. I've been riding Alva decks for quite some time. And actually this might not be the Alva boards were actually the last boards I competed with. This was a board made by a company called Markel, which was actually owned by Mark and Elizabeth Lewis, who owned the skateboard shop that I worked for, and I competed. I rode on their team. And this was supposed to be my signature board. This was designed by Clyde Rogers. This was actually made by Clyde Rogers in their factory. And it was going to be called a Tick Stick. That was my nickname, Tick, back then. The artwork is not overly clear. It is fading dramatically, but I did that artwork on there. I don't know if you can, it's kind of a skull and some lettering splash, and of course one of my fade paint jobs, rattle canned, I'm sure. Don't think I airbrushed that. I think it was probably faded. My signature still looks about the same. Yeah, but you can see well worn, tail's just about worn off of it. But I hung on to this one. Wish I still had my Alva decks, to be honest with you. Those are pretty collectible now, the original Alva boards. Of course, they've reissued a lot of them, and I wouldn't mind picking one up. But my current ride is this, another Santa Cruz. Old school, big wide. The only thing that's different with this, it's not old school, is it's got the nose kicked up on it, which I really wasn't too happy about. I wanted a board with just a regular kicktail. This is kicked up in the front and back, but it's okay. Really like the graphics on it. It's got the Kraken on it. And there is a bunch of signatures on the bottom of this. We had an old school reunion a few years ago, and a lot of my friends that I grew up with, a lot of those guys I had not seen since high school. We got together at my buddy Charlie Gonzalez's house not far from here, and just had a great day reminiscing, and everybody signed each other's boards, which I thought was awesome. And this has got these are Gullwing trucks. I actually skated for Gullwing years ago. They were one of my sponsors. I have some of the prototype trucks still around here. One of my son's friends broke one of my good sets, and which really pissed me off. These are Sector 9 wheels. These are very soft compound, which I like because I don't like vibration. I'm an old fart, so I don't like a lot of vibration. Clear deck tape on this one, and yeah, so that's part of my past, and good memories, and a lot of good guys that I grew up with. We all surfed together, we all skateboarded together. Back in those days, skateboarders were surfers, you know. When there were no waves, we skateboarded together, and that's all changed now. That's all, everybody's separate entities, I guess, but back then that was it. And that brotherhood has stuck with us our whole lives. A lot of us have kept in contact with each other. Of course, now through Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff with social media, a lot of us have been able to reconnect. Unfortunately, a lot of my good friends that I grew up with have passed away in the last 10 years for one reason or another. Some of those guys just never quit partying, so I don't have to tell you what ended their life, and some other ones just had things happen, whatever it would have been, you know, that, and of course cancer always comes into play. Unfortunately, we just lost my old friend Matt Dresser just recently. I told you guys not too long ago, Matt died from cancer. He's a really good skater and still skating. He's a couple years younger than me, but still just ripping it up, you know, which just amazes me. Kelly Lynn is still skating. He literally has a skateboard park in his backyard here in town, which I think is great. Of course, he had his hip completely, I think he had a total hip replacement a year or two ago, so he's worn out his hip from skating. But I'm having hip problems with my left hip, so I know it's just all part of the process. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show you that. was actually probably, there's a couple more boards screwed over here. You can see my surfboards are up there with lots of dust hanging on them. This was one of my boards from, I don't know how long ago this was, maybe 20 years ago. I think my kids got me that one. And then there's a longboard over here, a woody longboard. That was, I think, one of my daughters. This was one of my son's decks here. So yeah, I just kind of screwed them up there, and my surfboards are all up there, which I can't do that anymore either. I shouldn't keep these boards, but there's some cool old school boards up there, and I don't know. It's getting to the point now where this was my last board I rode, my longboard, and we've got my son's shortboard is up there and a couple other boards. So I miss all that, but you know, hey, it's just part of getting old. You just get to the point where you just can't do it anymore. So you know, that's the way it goes. But anyway, all good past. So and I'll add on some model stuff to this. I just wanted to throw that at you and let you see those. And thanks for asking us to see if I had any old boards. So it was good. I kind of drug these out. Some of these were way up in the rafters. They had like wasp nests built on them and mud daubers and everything else. So it was a good thing that I drug them down. So okay, I'm gonna go. I'll add some model stuff to this stuff, and this will probably be on Sunday. All right, today's Saturday. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.